Hey everybody, it's Todd Bartusek with Berkshire Hathaway Real Estate and the All Metro Real Estate Group. So coming to you again for the August market report, and that is closed homes in Douglas and Sarpy County. And I do back out new construction. If you ever want to know about the new construction stats that are out there, let me know. It's a totally different bank of numbers. But I will tell you, about 60% or in that ballpark of our houses that are active in the MLS are new construction. So we've got a lot of new construction out there. So what we saw happen in August, totally normal. We went from 842 units closed in July to 765 in August. So that's down 9%. Again, that's very, very normal because what happens is in the summer, so July and August, it just gets slower in real estate, right? People are going on vacation. And then when you get into, where we're getting close to, if we buy a house in July with a 30-day close, that means we're closing in August, and people want to be in for school. So, but we went from an average price point of about $349,000 to almost $357,000. So that's a jump of 2% in 1 month. So that's a big deal. So that's the overall. So we had, like I said, we had an increase in price of about 2%, up to about $357,000 for the overall Douglas and Sarpy County market. So now the next segment I'd like to talk about is the first-time homebuyer price point, and that's 0 to $350,000. So we had a drop in units sold also. We went from 541 in July to 478 in August. That's a drop of about 12%. Our price stayed pretty consistent, only dropped 0.8%. So from 249.5 to about 248. So, very consistent there in the first-time homebuyer price point. The next segment is what is called the move-up. That's 350 to 750. And what we saw there is we had a drop of only about 2.5% of units sold. So we went from 281 to 274. So stayed pretty consistent on the number of units that were actually closed. Our price dropped about 3%. We went from 470 to about 457. So the thing to kind of note there is in that move up price point, that 350 to 750, we get some gluts, right? So you'll get some houses that are 20, 25, 30 years old that a lot of cases have not been touched. We've got oak cabinets, we've got wallpaper, carpet that has needed to have been changed out. And sometimes it's our senior citizens that, have been in their house for a long time. And generally speaking, they don't really care if they're cosmetically updated. And they move out, they move into a home or whatever the case may be. So that's where we see some opportunities for buyers. Our days on market stayed about the same, as it did in July. So then our next segment is the luxury market. That's 750 and above. And we had a good jump in August. We went from 29 to 36, and that's an increase of 24%. And an average sale price of $1,083,000 to $1,144,000. So that's almost a 6% increase, in that luxury market. That's a big deal. Those numbers actually surprised me. I was expecting both the units moved and the price to have actually dropped. So again, overall, what this tells me is that, there's still a lot of activity. Overall, the interest rates have dropped. So that's actually been helping and spurring the market. So if you guys have any questions about, hey, Todd, I've got a family member or a friend or a coworker that's thinking about selling, what are some good practices for them to, really get top dollar? Because I'll come in and, we'll talk about, do we need to stage? Do we need to destage? Do we need to declutter? Do we need to bring the handyman in? There's a lot of different things that we might look at doing because you only get one chance at that first impression. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. If you like what you see, add me on, follow me on social media, and then subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thanks again for watching.